Hi guys, it's Lily again, and this time I wanted to show you my new Hobodori. So I've been interested in the concept of the traveler's notebook for a while because I've had ring-bound planners and I've had bound planners like the Hobonichi, but I've never really had a planning system based around the Midori style. I've tried a few different fabric Fodori covers. So I have a confetti dory, and I've also got some covers from some cake dories from Cake Papery, and I really like them. But for me, those work more as notebook covers, so I've just been using them as a cover for individual notebooks. I've had the A5 size, and they somehow don't really. I don't think of them as, I guess, sort of a planning system. Partly because I like all of my inserts to be basically the same size, and it's kind of more difficult to find dated inserts that I like for those sizes. And also, I think with the fabric covers, it's kind of like they somehow don't seem sturdy enough to me. I know people do put them in their bags, and it's not like there's anything wrong with that. But for me, I somehow wanted something that was more like either synthetic leather, like the Filofax Flex, or like the Hobonichi cover. Anyway, so I think that I saw a video a few months ago, maybe it was Marianne from A Pocket Full of Vintage, who made her Hobonichi cover into a traveler's notebook cover. And I thought, wow, that's a really cool idea, but I don't think I could do that myself because I've never done any kind of craft project like that. But I sort of kept it in the back of my mind. And then a few weeks ago, I was thinking, like, maybe I should try that. And so James and I were both like, yeah, let's try it, because we had an A6 Hobonichi cover from last year that we weren't using, and I've ordered a couple of new covers for this year. So I thought, okay, I don't really have anything to lose. If it goes horribly wrong, then I wasn't using it anyway. So I took this A6 Hobonichi cover, and we got one of those eyelet punchers. So it's just like one individual. It's not really a machine, like a tool, I guess. I got it from Amazon. It cost £8, and so it punches the eyelets. It punches the holes, and then it also punches the eyelets. And so we put 2 holes at the top and 2 holes at the bottom. And then I just got some elastic. This is 1mm elastic, and threaded it through so that it made 2 elastics on the inside. And I ordered some of the A6 Hobonichi memo books, and then also the weekly A6 insert that I showed you in my last video. And the plan was to have a few different inserts and also a weekly diary, and to use that instead of my personal planner, maybe. I still haven't decided, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like, because I'm really quite proud of this. This is the only time that I've ever sort of done anything like this, and I just wanted to show it to you. So this is what it looks like on the inside. So obviously it's just the normal Hobonichi cover, which I really liked, because one of the things that has kind of bothered me about traveler's notebooks is that it seems like it's often difficult to find ones that have a lot of pockets on the inside. The only ones that I've really seen that have pockets are the leather ones, like Chic Sparrow. So I haven't seen any made out of synthetic leather or anything like that have lots of pockets. So the Hobonichi cover is perfect because it has pen loops and lots of pockets. And so I've got, as you can see, it's got these 2 elastics. And so I've got 5 inserts in it, although it could fit more. I had 6 in and it fit quite easily, and then I just took one out because I was trying to make it a bit thinner. This is sort of how it looks. My goal for this is for it not to be like too fat, because I want it to be really portable. So the first one is the 2016 weekly insert, and by the way, the memo books and the weekly insert are exactly the same size. So as I was mentioning in my last video, if you're the sort of person who would be bothered by the A6 Hobonichi not being the same size as the weekly insert, then you don't have to worry about that here, because they're the same height and width, and they're not the same thickness, but they're reasonably comparable. So one of the things that bothered me before when I sort of experimented with other traveler's notebook systems is that if you have a dated diary insert, like say a Moleskine Pocket weekly diary, which is one that I tried in a passport size Fodori, it's going to be a lot thicker than your other inserts. So like if you're using it in combination with a Moleskine Cahier, then it just like it was awful. It looked unsightly. It was hideous. And I think if you're in the US, this is not as much of a problem because you have Yellow Paper House and their inserts are awesome and they have dated diary inserts. And I know that like I'm not the sort of person who can deal with undated inserts. I like really want my inserts to be dated. So there aren't any options in the UK really because the shipping from Yellow Paper House to the UK is really expensive. And because you have to order the inserts like they're quarterly, so you have to order them a few times a year. And so I just somehow I kind of didn't want to commit to that. I know it seems ironic because Hobonichi shipping is expensive, but this lasts for the whole year. And, you know, if you order a whole bunch of other stuff with it anyway, it actually works out cheaper. So, yeah, so I've got this is my diary insert. So the idea is sort of to use this for planning. And because this would be my personal planner, I don't have to do any kind of detailed scheduling or lots of appointments. It's really just like, it's simple stuff, you know, like videos and just kind of, you know, random things, going to the cinema, stuff like that. So that's the first insert. Then I've got the other inserts connected with the same elastic. I just cut off a piece of the elastic that I used to make the Traveler's Notebook elastics, because I got a whole spool of it and I'm not going to be making like hundreds of Traveler's Notebooks. So I just thought that would look nicer than elastic bands because it matches. I'll cut off these ends, but I've just left them for now because this is kind of like this is just in its early stages. I haven't, you know, sort of done a proper setup yet. So the next booklet I had in mind to use for planning stuff. So things like video ideas, when I've ordered planner supplies that I'm thinking about getting, video notes, anything like that. And so this is kind of comparable to the second divider that I have in my pocket-sized Filofax at the moment. So the first divider is a weekly diary, week on 2 pages, and the second one is planning stuff. So I'm kind of keeping the same format. Then if we go over onto the other elastic, the first notebook, and these memo books just come in 3 different colors, by the way. So it's quite nice because you get a pack of 3 and each one is a different color. So the second one would be for like kind of other things that I have to buy, just like kind of random non-planner related things, just like lists basically. The next one is notes. So this would just be like random notes. You know, kind of stuff that I just want to jot down that's not like kind of not really permanent or that important. And then the final one is a reference section. So things like bank account details, passwords, pet insurance, birthdays. And so the idea is that this would be for things that will last, you know, kind of for a long time. Then originally I had another diary insert, I got 2 of these. So another one of these weekly inserts, which was going to be for gratitude, because that was the final section in my Filofax. So I had 6 sections in the Filofax and I just kind of transferred them over to these 6 notebooks. And then I took it out because I was thinking that actually I could put it in here, just like put a few points down at the bottom of the page, and that would make it thinner. So that was the idea, because I was sort of going for having something which is like kind of at least as portable as this. Ideally it would be lighter. So the pocket size Filofax is a bit smaller. You can see that the A6 size sticks out a bit at the top. So this is smaller in some respects, but it's about the same width, like thickness. So I still haven't quite decided. I think the main reason that this system kind of appeals to me, I mean, one is just because I've never tried it and I wanted to try out, you know, the kind of proper Traveler's Notebook style where you have multiple booklets. Another reason that it appeals to me is because it kind of seems like it combines the best features of the Filofax system and the best features of the bound planner system, in that it doesn't have rings, and the rings really annoy me. This is like kind of the thing that bothers me the worst about a ringed binder system. Is it's worse because I'm left-handed, but I've heard right-handed people complain about it as well. The rings get in the way, and I've never liked that. And so this doesn't have rings, so whatever you're writing on, it's pretty even, and you can write, you know, like on both sides of the paper, and so that's great. Another thing that appeals to me about it is how you can switch out the notebooks. So that's something I think with a bound planner that, you know, can be kind of an issue. Like say you copy down some information and then you fill up that section and you don't have any more room. It's like you're kind of stuck. Whereas in this, because I've got different sections for different things, like say I fill up the planner booklet, I can just replace it and keep everything else the same. So I like that as well, because that kind of has the flexibility of this system. And then it's kind of like halfway between the two in that another thing that bothers me about the ring planner system is, especially if you're like decorating and you kind of, you know, like make all of these really nice decorated pages, and I like looking back over them. I think that's one of the things that's nice about it. It's sort of satisfying to see the weeks that you've done, and not that I have an elaborate decorating style, but I like seeing all the colors and seeing like, oh, that's what I was doing. And I think that's kind of part of the fun of it. So the problem is obviously the issue of archiving. And I know that like there are people that have different methods of archiving their ring planner systems, but it's not, to me, it doesn't seem as nice as just being able to take out the book, put it on your shelf, and, you know, you have it, it's there. You don't have loose pages that you have to put in something else. You know, or sort of worry about it, like it's there. So that really appeals to me with bound planners, and this is kind of like a compromise. So you've got these booklets which are individual, and you can just take them out and put them on the shelf like you would with a bound planner, but you have a bit more flexibility during the year. So those are the things that appeal to me about the Traveler's Notebook setup, that were making me think of using this. But having said that, I'm still kind of tempted by the idea of using either the Hobonichi Weeks or an Avec, because I do still really like bound planners. So with this, because you've got these small notebooks, if you finish one, you can archive it, but it's kind of like, it's just like this, I don't know, tiny little notebook. So I like the idea of having one book that I use for the year, or half a year, and then at the end it's got everything in it, and I think that that would be really nice to look through. And also having a day per page where I could put all of this information in might work better than having this very narrow space, because if you compare this to the current setup that I've got with the Filofax, with the horizontal pages, I mean, you can see it's not like I have a huge amount of stuff going on in my personal planner, but it kind of works better with the stickers, putting them, you know, kind of horizontally rather than running down this way, because this is so narrow. So I'm not sure if this is going to work out in practice, but I'd really like to find something to use it for, because I mean, for one thing, because I'm quite pleased that it worked out, and I really like the cover, and I like all the pockets. And that's the other thing, is that I was planning to put, you know, like stickers and lots of supplies in here, and that would work really well because it's perfectly designed for that. Yeah, so I'm still going to think about it. I've got another couple of months to ponder, because this doesn't start until the end of December. And in the meantime, I will keep you posted. Maybe I'll be able to tell when my other Hobonichi order with the weeks and the Avec arrives. Maybe I'm hoping that one of them will just speak to me, and that will become obviously the right one to use. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm just really happy that this worked out, because I like the way that it looks, and I think it's a nice system. So I hope you enjoyed seeing this, and I will be back again soon with another video. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!